connect streaming software to go live.
I think if you just hit say go live.
You can't.
It looks like, are we live on Instagram? Can you see us?
Maybe it worked.
Because it looks like it is. Yeah, I think we're live. All right. So, hi, folks. This is a new thing. So, Tara and Steve.
Hi.
At Main Street Moto. This is Ask a Tech live. And we're changing it up and doing some new stuff. So, we're coming at you live from the shop. For one, which is pretty cool. And for two, we are trying out streaming on a couple of different channels for Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So we've never done that before. So, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? We just like to do it, like let's see how many new things we can pile on all at once. So if you have any issues seeing, hearing us, let us know, type in your comments. We're just going to give it a shot and see how it goes, and then give it a try again next time. So a trial and error. So thanks, everyone. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Las Vegas, and we've got some pretty cool stuff happening around the shop, as always.
Mm-hmm.
But today we wanted to talk to you about an SNS cam chest kit and some SNS products that we are going to be installing on this 2007 Dyna. And so Steve's got everything all laid out, nice and neat here. And so I'm going to hand it over to him to give a little bit of background on what we're doing.
Okay. So, hello, everybody. So today we have a 2007 Dyna. It's bone stock. Bone stock. So what we're going to do is put a little hot rod package in this thing. So our friends over at SNS, we got us a kit here. This is a complete cam install kit. And this cam that we're going to run on this thing is a 585 chain drive cam. So what I'm going to do is open the box here. I'm going to show you a few of the parts that are in this box. There you go. We're going to get rid of some of this stuff here. Okay, number one, billet cam plate. This thing is awesome. Has all replaceable bushings, crankshaft, camshaft bushings, fully replaceable. This thing is fully serviceable. So they got these little pipe plugs and all these little passages that they drill. So if you have a catastrophic engine failure at one time, you could take this plate and seriously rebuild the whole plate. As long as it doesn't scuff the back, like a crankshaft problem or something where it scuffs the back of it. Next thing, adjustable oil pressure blow off. That's awesome because you don't want your oil pressure too high. You don't want it too low. So this thing is fully adjustable, fully rebuildable. What also I like about these cam plates too is their updated hydraulic tensioners that are in them. They have oilers for the chains, front and back. This is a beautiful upgrade from stock because the stock, it just relies on the oil flinging around in there. This one actually puts oil pressure on the cam chain itself. So this is an awesome product. This is my go-to on pretty much any of the cam jobs that we're doing. This also comes with a oil pump. Now here's the difference between the high volume oil pump versus the factory pump. This is a 3-stage pump. So it has the pressure side, which is way more than stock. So we got more oil pressure, oil volume. What's good about the scavenge pumps, one for each, all the oil out of the crankcase. Doesn't do that. It only has one scavenge pump. It's because it'll scavenge that whole engine wrap. So these two go together for the. So we're going to put that right back. The kit also comes with set of lifters. And he said, I'm putting new lifters on the new stock lifters on a brand new camshaft. These are precision cams to the M8s to the lifter in there. Lifter failure. What else? Rod kit. Now this is a good time saver. The rocker box is off of this engine. Bike is pretty much new. It's only got a few thousand miles. Cut the rods out. Taking the top end apart right here. Or anything like that, I'm going to take it apart. The bolt cutters to take them. A lot of guys go in, grind them out. That just shoots metal all over. So we use bolt cutters. It's real clean, real easy. So that also comes in the kit. These are the billet hydraulic tensioners. These are upgrade from factory. They have little holes in the bottom down here that spray on the chain, front and back. So these are awesome. They keep the chain cooler, more lubricated. Everything's going to work better and last longer. Okay, what else this comes with is, of course, in there it comes with new cam bearings, all the O-rings for the push rod tubes. So that's pretty much everything we're going to need. Now we got 2 camshafts here, front and rear camshafts, brand new. We're running, these are chain drive, these are 585 cams, which is a pretty good cam, pretty decent. It carries power all the way through the power range. This customer will be really happy with this camshaft. So that's what comes in the power package, camshaft power package. What you can also order from S&S is you could order this whole package minus the cams if you decide you're going to run a different brand cam. So they offer that to the public also, so you can get this whole kit without camshafts.
Or you could buy the parts individually. One of the great things about S&S is that you have a lot of options as far as buying complete kits or buying the parts and pieces individually.
Mm-hmm. So front and rear cam. So that is basically everything you're going to need for replacing the camshaft. You're going to need to put a gasket on the cam cover. So that's another part that you're going to need. Comes with
let's talk about the
Torco assembly lube everything. Make sure it's lubricated. You don't want to stick all these parts in there dry because it's gonna cause some problems. So load your oil pump up, load your cam plate up. Use this for your chain, your gears. Put a little bit around the O-rings when you're putting the engine back together. Lubricate your cam bearings with that too. So you're not doing a dry start on the motor. You don't want to do that. So you want it all lubricated. So that's where we're going to start with the cam kit right there. We also got a new air filter. We got a new air filter from S&S. We're going to replace this whole stock unit front and back. I'm going to replace all that. So what this comes with is some really cool trick parts here. S&S Cycles makes this cool cover right there. So that'll replace all this stuff. It'll just sit like that. This comes with the backing plate. So we're going to lose the whole plastic backing plate right here. This is going to open up. Got the breathers built into there. This is awesome kit. So this air filter is going to go basically like that. This little cone goes inside. That's for air deflection. We're going to put that in there. So that'll look real good on that motor.
We got to flip it around.
Flip it around. There we go. So it'll look similar to that once we get all lined, all the holes lined up there. But that'll be a really good upgrade to that. So we keep all that together. It comes with all new hardware. It comes with the gaskets, everything you need to put this kit together. So we're going to put that to the side there. We're going to be in good shape. So S&S Cycles, I like to use their parts. Their parts are proven. They always work good. If I have an issue with a part.
Proven performance.
If I have an issue with the part, S&S steps right up to the plate. So if it's a defective part, which I rarely see, they're going to replace it.
They're
Good
great.
stuff.
We love
Perfect
the
little-
SNS parts. They're reliable. They work well, and they've got a great team that's been doing this for a long time, and they know their stuff.
So that's awesome. So I'm pretty much ready to go to start cracking this motor apart here, but we're dealing with Ask a Tech. So if you got any questions on camshaft stuff, now's the time to answer.
Got any questions coming in, Kristen?
Not yet.
No? Okay.
So we got nothing in there right now. So
Do you want to go
over
over
the-
some tools?
go over the tools. These are basically all the tools that I can think of off the top of my head that I'm going to need to do this camp job. So a bunch of wrenches, like 3/8 to 5/8, roughly in that range. I don't think I'm going to use much more than that. There's a couple sockets I'm going to need for the cam and the crankshaft gears to get them off there. Allen sockets, Torx sockets, and I got real shorties here in case I want to decide I want to take apart the top end of this. So these are really cool. These are real short. These are real short tools. They pop in, so they give you that clearance to get them rocker boxes off because they're real tight up on the other side of the motor to get up in there. So I use these to zip them off. A couple power tools there to zip them out, make them real quick to do.
Cool.
So a couple specialty wrenches. These are for like rocker boxes, rocker box wrenches. So they're on a ratchet. Make it real easy. One tiny little Allen head in there. Tiny little Allen head to
Get
get
in those.
inside.
Narrow little spaces.
Yep. And that's it. And basic hand tools you can do this whole job with. A couple other special tools when I get the cams out and everything like that. I want to measure the run out of the crankshaft. So I have a dial indicator set up that will pull onto the block. It's going to check the run out of the crankshaft. So if I got an excessive amount of crankshaft, I'm going to hit the brakes real quick and we're going to revisit this.
And that's an important step in this job that sometimes gets overlooked, or folks don't have the right tools to do the job. If you're doing it at home, for example. And so that's something that with a professional installation of a cam chest kit that we're always doing is checking that crank run out, because last thing you want to do is go and invest all of this money and then have your bottom end blow apart a few miles down the road. So it makes a whole lot of sense that if you're out of spec on that we
Now,
notice that beforehand.
what I see a lot is when the crankshaft kind of noses through that hole right there. If that run out is real bad and it's wobbling around in there, it's going to destroy this bushing right here. This is why we measure that before we put any of this stuff in. Another thing you got to think about is we're running chain drive on this, so it's going to run a little. You can run a little bit of run out, but not much. I mean, there's specs on there. If you're running a gear drive setup, you better be as close to zero as you can get on that run out of that crankshaft because you're going gear to gear. Okay. Now, if you got a lot of run out in it, that thing is going to be whining like crazy. You're going to have a weird harmonic noises that you're getting out of the motor, and it's going to add more stress to that crankshaft just because of the gear drive on it. The chain drive will let it suck up a little bit of that. Still, if we get past the spec of what we need to have a run out right there, now we're going to revisit.
So why would I want to run gear drive then?
Gear drive is going to tighten up the clearances of the cam timing right there. You're not going to have a lot of play between the links. You might have a tight spot or a loose spot in the chain that'll affect the cam timing. So when they run gear drive, super high performance precision motors, running gear drive, you're going to do that to lock that camshaft into where it's at all the time. So it's not retarding or advancing that cam timing at all right there. So that's why we'll run gear drive. But at that point, now you're blueprinting the whole motor. You're doing the whole engine, and you're building a high performance motor that's gonna last if everything is done right. If it's all half-assed in there, who knows how long that's gonna last. But when I build engines here, I want these to last. I want them to work. So
And we got guys that are beating the heck out of these.
everybody's
bikes,
beating the
and-
heck out of them. Come on now, you jump on your hot rod, you're not gonna spiral around everywhere. I don't care who you are.
That's not what we were doing.
Right. So that's why we put these extra protection programs in there, like cam plates, three-stage oil pumps, And this is all billet aluminum, so you're not gonna have like on the cast plate, you're not gonna have any flex in this while it's bolted up, because this is gonna be
It's
solid.
solid, right?
That's gonna be solid, so that locks everything in.
Yeah.
And that's where the money comes in. I mean, you start getting in there and cams are moving around and the crank's moving around and you're at, 6,000 RPM under load.
Yeah.
That's a lot on the valve train of this engine.
So it's a good insurance policy while you're in here. A lot of people just want, I just want to install a cam in my bike, and then we have a recommendation of all of these other suggested parts to ensure that the engine stays safe. So there's not all cam jobs and quotes are created the same. So just
Right.
something to be aware of when it's not just a matter of slapping in a cam and going. There's also on the back end, there's the dyno tuning that goes with it. That's a whole nother conversation that we'll
Yeah.
save for another day.
It will be dyno tuning this
Yeah.
thing, and I'll be dyno tuning this with the DynoJet Powered Vision.
Mhm. Sure.
And really, there's not going to be any braking on this per se. So this bike's already got a couple thousand miles on it. So at this point, once it's all in, I can put this right to the dyno. Now, if I'm doing big bore kits, piston kits, and stuff like that, we've got heat cycles, we've got break-in stuff to do. A lot of that I will do on the dyno while I'm doing that to get the air fuels correct, so we're not hurting anything while it's going through its break-in or its warm-ups and stuff like that. So I just want it all right. That's why we spend the extra time, the extra money to make sure the customer's happy and he's got a product that will last.
Another point for those of you that may be DIYers and doing this job in your garage, S&S is really good about including very detailed installation instructions. So, a lot of folks, who needs these instructions, and they go in the trash. But even our technicians, for as many cam jobs and as much experience as they have, I think between Steve and Ray, they might even be able to do a cam job blindfolded. That'd be like a test for another day. But anyway, despite that, they still reference the instructions just to make sure that they're following the correct specs and steps, because sometimes things do change, and there's tech notes that and for different model bikes. So just another tech tip: make sure you keep those instructions and read them.
So they do them good too. They use QR codes now.
Ah.
So you just get your smartphone out, hit the QR code, and it'll pull you right to the instruction page. So it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, good stuff. So any more questions before we sign off here? Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. Let us know what you think, and hopefully we're trying to do these Ask a Techs once a month. So make sure to get your questions in. If there's any topics you want us to talk about or cover, let us know if you like it coming live from the shop here. And thanks again, as always.
Yeah. And if you guys have any questions regarding any of this stuff, shoot us a little DM right there, and we'll answer it the best we can. We'll go from there. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.